Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining us for this week's Lunchtime Chats with Tlingit Haida. This week, our topic is our social enterprises. My name is Richard Peterson. My Tlingit name is Chachia Ish, and I serve as the president of Tlingit Haida. It's a pleasure to have this panel here today of amazing folks that are doing really amazing things for the tribe. Why don't we real quickly go in order on the slide and introduce yourselves.
Yeah, good afternoon. My Tlingit name is Tlingit Aish. My English name is Will Ware. I'm the Chief Development Officer for Tlingit Haida with responsibilities of business and economic development departments as well as travel transportation.
Katling Hadusak, Yekayahat, Ducting Tan Hatsati, Achna Dakahidi Kudihit, Akishas Chukanidi, Hunakawas Hatsati, Atliskohas Kagontan, Klahiskohas Shambukedi, Akdakanikohas Wishkitan, Gunashishana Gusani. My name is Mario Fono, and I'm the Business and Economic Development Coordinator for Tlingit Haida.
Jamie?
Jamie Shanley, and I'm Child Care Center.
Great. Jody?
Thank you, President Peterson. My name's Jody Gaddy. I serve as the Social Enterprise Manager, and I oversee Sacred Shrine, Sacred Grounds, the Elizabeth PERATROVICH Hall, and Smokehouse Catering.
Cal.
I'm Cal. I'm the lead detailer here for Sacred Shrine. Lead detailer.
Great. Well, thank you all for joining us this week. As everybody's aware, we've been hosting these lunchtime chats with Tlingit Haida. It's been a really great opportunity for us to really be present in our citizens' lives. They can get to know us, know what we're doing, know our programs, have some transparency, and really, it's been a great topic. And so I want to remind everybody that's tuned in right now on Facebook Live, if you like the program, you'll be entered in for door prizes. And also be sure to ask your questions. At the end of the conversation, we'll open up for questions from our audience. And for those, if we run out of time, we'll make sure that those questions are still answered on Facebook. So please ask your questions. We want to be as accessible as we can to you folks. This week's lunchtime chat will share information on what our social enterprises are. We want to introduce you to the businesses that the tribe has started and discuss how these enterprises are part of the tribe's overall goal to attain economic sovereignty and provide service to our tribal citizens, regardless of if they live within or outside of our service area. So I'll go ahead and get started. As usual, we just have a conversation, and feel free to chime in with each other. I'll speak directly to somebody, but if somebody else wants to chime in, please feel free. So I'll get us started. Through the work of our Business and Economic Development Department, we have been standing up several new businesses in the last few years. These businesses not only have a financial bottom line of generating unrestricted revenue for the tribe, they also are making social and economic impact. Will, as the Chief Development Officer, can you talk about what a social enterprise is and why it's important that our businesses are structured as social enterprises?
Yeah, thank you, President Peterson. You know, it's exciting to be the development officer with responsibility over BED. First and foremost, some of the terms that we've used and some of the philosophies and the beliefs that we have moving forward with all of our enterprises is, first and foremost, we've working towards an economic sovereignty. That's something that has come directly from our leadership through you as well as the executive council, is that the tribe is striving for economic sovereignty. Equally important to us, though, is to provide employment and livable wages for our tribal citizens. And that's something that we are continually to improving upon and working towards. We're setting a high bar and a standard, and modifying and rearranging how we operate our businesses as we're developing to provide the best employment structure we can. We want Tlingit Haida to be a place that people want to come to work and have fun doing so, generating unrestricted revenue.
Great. So one of the newest business endeavors the tribe is working on is Southeast General Contractors. We really haven't shared much publicly about that yet, but it's all part of our plan and why we've purchased the assets of Triplet Construction. Will, can you talk about Southeast General Contractors and where we are with this business development project?
Absolutely. This is the assets that we acquired in 2019, primarily from Jim Triplet. Used to be called Triplet Construction. Now it's called Southeast General Contractors, owned and operated by the tribe. We're excited about it. It is an opportunity for the tribe to really help some of our goals and dreams become more of a reality. Some of the things that we have set out in our plans here for the future really fall in line with owning our own construction company. Primarily, the employees that are staffing Southeast General Contractors were inherited from Triplet Construction. These guys are highly qualified. They're highly trained. They are native. They are our tribal citizens, and we're proud to keep them on, and we're keeping them busy. We're at the final stages of developing and creating this as an official business of the tribe with all the proper paperwork and insurances and documents, certifications of equipment. We were hoping and anticipating already to be in full operation at this point, but with the pandemic going on, we've just decided to go ahead and take a little bit more time to make sure all our I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And however, projects are already building up fast. I think we will be busy for the remainder of this year with some internal projects that the tribe has going on, and quite possibly on into the beginning of next year.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really excites me about Southeast General Contractors is if you look at the businesses we have, from hall rental to courier service on to the coffee shop and catering, adding this piece is, it's, to me, we're going to meet our citizens where they're at as far as employability. You know, our goal with the social enterprises is to help them develop those work skills and to bring them up. No better example of that than Cal with Sacred Shine. But we have citizens that have skills. We have citizens that have a track record in the construction field and would love an opportunity to work for their own company and to do projects that return to that investment to the tribe. So I think this is us kind of covering the gamut and of what we can be doing and providing the variety of employability with the tribe. It's an exciting time. I'll go back to our very first social enterprise, was the Elizabeth PERATROVICH Hall. This space has been transformed into one of Juneau's most beautiful indoor venues with state-of-the-art sound and lighting equipment. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've had to keep the hall closed to renters so that we are not encouraging large gatherings. Jody, can you share some information on the EP Hall and where it stands right now in terms of making it available as a rental to the public again?
Yeah, absolutely. The EP Hall, it's about 6,000 square feet. It's an event rental hall that many of you probably still know as the A&B Hall. We really pride ourselves in providing the same level of service for, say, a 400-person event or a small 10-person event. And that's really the social aspect of social enterprise, is our team. And we really pride ourselves on customer service. We always, after almost every event, we get a letter in the mail that says, you know, thank you so much to the staff, and they name our staff individually. So we really try to make everybody's event as seamless as possible, no matter how large or small it is. Currently, due to the pandemic, we are closed for rentals. We're not taking any bookings for the rest of the summer or fall, but we do have volunteers in there right now making masks for the 477 division.
Yeah, I've been president of the tribe for just over 6 years now, and I was on the executive council for 10. I have about 20 years experience with the tribe as a delegate. And I remember the days when the EP hall was the bingo hall, and no offense, but it looked like a bingo hall, and really we've really stepped up our game in the remodel. I think it's one of the most beautiful spaces in town. I think some of the added features, we invested in some of the best audio and video equipment you can get. High res projector that can turn on like a TV. It doesn't have to warm up. You can turn the lights on and still see it. But I think one of the really truly greatest additions to the EP hall has been adding Smokehouse Catering as an on-site catering option to rentals. Jody, can you share some information on Smokehouse Catering and how it's currently meeting the internal food service needs of Tlingit Haida's departments and other social enterprises?
Yeah, of course. The vision for Smokehouse Catering really came from one of our internal department managers. They recognized that they were spending a lot of money contracting other caterers for their food services for groups that they provide or classes that they provide food for their citizens. So the tribe really saw an excellent opportunity to jump in and provide really high quality meals at a reasonable price and provide training opportunities for our tribal citizens with just an excellent chef and trainer. I really can't say enough good things about the chef that we have. He just makes really amazing food, and the presentation is just beautiful. You'll see here on the screen. The really important thing about Smokehouse Catering is that we're able to increase our revenue and provide that training opportunity. And that's really important when we're talking about providing services to people who live outside of our service area. Smokehouse Catering also created the food menu for Sacred Grounds Café. So you can test out some of their meals just on an individual basis, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah, before the pandemic happened, I can tell you I was in there just about every Friday for their Fish Fridays. Were pretty phenomenal. As a Tlingit man, I take a lot of pride in my fish and don't usually compliment commercial fish, but they did a great job there. In fact, they bought a commercial smoker, and I just recently sampled some of it as a smoked king salmon, and pretty darn good stuff there. I'll admit, we had probably a little rough start in the beginning of our catering. And I think when we made the decision to hire high level professionals for that, it was a game changer. And Chef Noel has really brought that change. And then I'd be really remiss if I didn't also mention Kathy Parks. I think she's just about one of the best darn bakers in town. Her treats, a lot of people know my weight loss journey. She's made it pretty hard. I end up stopping in and getting some of her scones, which are just fantastic, and all of her baked goods. So, but I have to limit that because they're pretty hard to resist. In the last year alone, Smokehouse Catering has just really shined as one of our most profitable enterprises. Jody, can you talk about where Smokehouse Catering taking any event contracts right now?
Yeah, we're open right now, and we're excited to take more event contracts, just keeping in mind the global pandemic that we have going on right now. We've got cases on the rise in Juneau and throughout Alaska. So we're following Alaska DEC's recommendations for safe food handling, which includes the frequent hand washing. We have mask requirements for all of our staff, and we do have somebody at our door taking temperatures of staff daily when they come in. So some of the things that we're doing is just offering, we can't do a traditional buffet anymore, but we can offer box lunches. So that's really what we've been working on.
So the pandemic's really affected everything in so many ways. I know this year our staff picnic, instead of having a large gathering, you guys got really creative and provided that boxed lunch experience and had like this drive-through pickup. Everybody was socially distanced. They were wearing protective masks and gloves and whatnot. That kind of creativity has been really impressive to me as a president. I take great pride in that and seeing that. But you guys have a history of being pretty creative. And I know that one of the highlights I recall from last year is how you guys thought outside of the box to provide catering services for an event held outside of Juneau. Can you talk about that? And is transport catering still an option we can provide to our outlying communities?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of my all-time favorite catered events that we've done. We received an inquiry from Huna Totem asking if we could provide 100 meals for their shareholders meeting. And we were like, oh yeah, absolutely. And they're like, well, we need it transported over here. So we actually did everything pretty normal, as if we would do any normal regular delivery, except we dropped it off at Alaska Seaplanes and they flew it over there.
That's really awesome. And, you know, of course, we want to be able to support our communities. So it was really fun that you were able to figure out how to do that. And it was really great that they reached out to us. So I really appreciated that. You know, with the pandemic going on, I know back in May, Smokehouse Catering decided that it would show its appreciation to our first responders and our essential healthcare providers. Can you talk about that community support project and what the catering staff did to show their support?
Yeah, this has been a really hard and fearful time for a lot of members of the community, especially those frontline healthcare workers and first responders. And thank you, President Peterson, for recognizing that and for coming to us with the idea to provide those lunches for those workers. We provided over 500 lunches to healthcare and frontline workers, Juneau Police Department, Capital City Fire and Rescue, Search, and Bartlett Regional Hospital. And this was, it wasn't just nurses, just doctors, it was admin staff, it was people taking temperatures at the door, it was every worker in there, because we really do recognize and appreciate everything that everyone is doing, putting their safety at risk and being in those positions. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And again, to you and Chef Noel for just a fantastic job you did. I received some really heartwarming messages of thanks from some of those people. And, you know, one of the things that you mentioned, it wasn't just, you know, the doctors and nurses, it was everybody, because it's taking everybody to hold it together to make sure that, you know, they're able to respond. And I can tell you some of the messages I got, they were really overwhelmed that we thought of everybody. And I just really appreciate that. And it's a great way for us to be good neighbors and a part of the community and show our support. You mentioned that Smokehouse Catering supplies the menu for Sacred Grounds. Can you talk about how that's helped Sacred Grounds expand its food service options? As some of you know, Sacred Grounds opened its first location in 2017 at the Andrew Hope Building, right in downtown Juneau. And now we have locations at Alaska Plaza, and now recently during the pandemic, we opened at Bartlett Hospital. Maybe Jody, can you share some of the highlights on Sacred Grounds, including where all of our coffee shop locations are and expanding, what safety measures have been implemented in time of COVID, so that we can keep our employees working and community safe, but still provide that quality of coffee and food options?
Yeah, I'm really proud to be a part of the Sacred Grounds team. They've done a really great job, just kind of like everybody else, rolling with the punches and all the new cases every day and new information that we're getting all the time. So they're doing a really good job deep cleaning and sanitizing every day, every hour, going outside and wiping out that window after every customer. We opened our first coffee shop almost exactly 3 years ago. And that was the one at the Andrew Hope Building. And just over a year ago, we opened Sea Alaska Plaza. And then just a few months ago, we opened one in Bartlett Regional Hospital with our partnership with Bartlett Regional Hospital Foundation and Maria Yucatel over there. So thank you so much if you're watching. That has been a really exciting project that we've been working on for a long time, and to see it come to fruition is just so exciting. It's a really beautiful space, and I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to go into Bartlett, because they're not allowing more than one visitor at this time. But if you make it in there, please stop by. We're open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. over there, Monday through Friday. Just to talk a little bit more about the food service, we do have an online ordering option right now too, just to minimize the amount of contact as much as possible that you have with our staff. So you can go to our Facebook page and there's a button that says shop now. You can click on that and it'll take you to our online ordering platform, or you can download the app Toast Takeout. And this has been really unfortunate for my baseline, but it remembers my order, so I can go in there and add a burrito and a dirty chai to my cart and just pay for it with 2 clicks. So it's painfully convenient for me. I would urge everybody to try it out if you haven't yet.
Yeah, I've used it a couple times myself, and I remember during Mother's Day we did Kathy did a special cupcakes for Mother's Day, and so I went in and ordered some cupcakes for some of my mother staff, and was able to do that social distancing. They brought it out to my vehicle. I didn't have to really interact with anybody more than necessary. It was really great. And yeah, the breakfast burritos down there are pretty bomb, and so I added that. So I go down and get my breakfast burrito once in a while, and make sure I get my breve. So pretty handy. I really like it.
I just wanted to jump in here just really quick and just talk a little bit about this and how proud I am of our Sacred Grounds staff, as well as our Smokehouse Catering staff. These guys have been very creative. They've been very accommodating to meet the requests that we've given to them. When we've talked about wanting to help out with first responders, they jumped right in. You know, the chef and even the Sacred Grounds team really just jumped in and said, absolutely, this is something we want to do, and we're excited about it. And even now, we're still coming up with additional things that we would like to do to expand our services that are out there, providing lunches with deliveries to possibly even looking at dinners and desserts. And so there's some room for growth even during this pandemic, and that's only because of the creativity of our staff. And so my hat goes off to them, and keep an eye out on our food services and our Sacred Grounds. We're looking to expand.
You know, one of the things I don't think we plan to talk about, but I see Anastasia in that photo, and she's wearing one of the David Boxley exclusives that we offer. He did a couple lines of shirts for us, superhero line. You can get your form line design of some of the popular superheroes, and now Star Wars. So she's wearing the form line Yoda design. And Jody, you can go online and order those shirts right online, right?
Yes, they're on our Tlingit Haida logo website.
Great. Maybe communications can share that in the notes of this Facebook conversation. But I saw her wearing that. I thought we should point out that we also carry logo gear, Tlingit Haida logo gear, Sacred Grounds logo, and you can get hydro flasks, which are about the best water bottles around. And they have our design and logos on them, and they're very popular. So you can go online and get those. Speaking of which, I know that we are in our coffee, we try to do support local. Jody, can you talk about our roasted coffee, where it comes from, and that history, and then what kind of discounts do people get at Sacred Grounds?
Yeah, so we try to support as many Native-owned businesses as possible. And so we get our coffee from Alaska Island Coffee Roasters out of Petersburg. It's a really delicious blend that adds just a special touch to every drink that we make. So if you haven't tried our new blend, we just started using them probably a little over a year ago. So if you haven't been in for a while, or you haven't traveled to Juneau and tried our new blends, then please stop by and try that. We do offer a 15% discount for active duty military, 10% for government employees if you show your ID, and 10% for elders or a senior discount.
So I think it's important when we say that we offer a government discount, isn't just like local, municipal and state or federal, that's tribal government too. So if you work for a local tribe and you're in for a conference or something, make sure you get your government discount. So Jody, where can people go for a menu of all of the food and beverage options offered by Sacred Grounds?
The best place is really our Facebook page, or your Facebook page for that matter. That's really where we showcase all of our specials, and our full menu we have listed on our Facebook page. We also have it listed on sacredgroundsak.com.
Great. Yeah, Jody kind of jokes, but I share all of our posts. Just I'm so darn proud, and our staff works so hard, and so I want to share all the things that we do. Speaking of proud, one of our small businesses, I call it the little car detailer that could. You know, Cal was working for us, and he kept coming to our former director and myself and kept saying, we need to open a car detail, we can do car detailing. And we finally took him up on that and opened up Sacred Shine. And it's another one of our social enterprises that's putting our tribal citizens to work and providing quality auto detailing services in Juneau. Cal, we really couldn't have gotten Sacred Shine off the ground without you. You've shown your passion for quality service. Can you share some information on Sacred Shine?
Yeah. It took a lot of work to get here. Like we started out with, you know, the goal was to open up and expand enough to be able to put like more tribal citizens to work, but also set roots down. We're known for our quality detailing services here in Juneau and the surrounding areas. We've had people come up from as far as like Heidelberg and Ketchikan for our services, and you know, we pride ourselves in our customer service and our work. The growth we've seen in a short amount of time that we've been open, it's like been a dream. People know that when they come to Sacred Shine, they'll get quality work and for their hard-earned money.
Yeah, you talk about that, and you know, Cal, it's the consistency and quality of service through Sacred Shine that has really helped to grow the customer base to the point that Sacred Shine really needs more space now. Can you talk about if there's plans to expand the business and maybe a new location?
Yeah, we're looking at a new location. Sounds pretty promising. I have not yet to go see it, but we're planning to expand our services. Like we just went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania a few months back. We did a craftsman seminar to expand our services. Not only are we certified to be auto detailers, but we can do like headlight restoration, plastic trim repair, carpet dyeing, cigarette burn repair, some paint correction. And we were introduced to a ceramic coating training, which we're actually looking into. Once it's safe to do, we'll be going for that.
Great. One of the other things that you've been really working hard on is to launch a mobile auto detailing unit. Can you talk about where you're at with that?
Yeah, we got everything pretty much in place. We're just we're trying to work out the kinks. Then with the COVID-19 hitting, we haven't really been out there. We went and did a couple practice runs, and yeah, I can see it's gonna grow. I mean, there's a demand for mobile detailing. The whole idea for this was to like be able to go to smaller communities and possibly train other people that might want to do this type of work, and not only train other people, but like these smaller communities that can't make it to Juneau, we'd be able to detail their cars and stuff.
Peterson, I think that one of the real advantages of having such an experienced crew, as well as now with this mobile car detailing unit, is it allows us to go, like Cal was saying, to go into these communities, but also working with a variety of tribes across Southeast Alaska to either provide that training or just to provide cleaning to all of their vehicles and equipment. And we'd love to start working with the state and with other agencies that are out there that have fleets of vehicles that we can take to their communities and provide a professional detailing. I hired Cal when I got a truck here just a few months ago to clean it, and it's an older truck, and I tell you what, though, it looked brand new when he was done with it, both inside and out. And I was highly impressed. I had no idea that when I dropped it off that he was going to be able to do all of the work that he was able to do. But Cal and his team, Glenn and the others, do just a phenomenal job and take a lot of pride in what they do. I think Cal does an incredible job dealing with the customers. He talks to them about what it is that what their expectations are and what their needs are and what their wants are with their vehicles. And if he doesn't achieve it, he's going to give it every effort he can to make sure that they're happy when the time they leave.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who cares more about customer satisfaction than Cal. And as an actual customer myself, man, they were managed to get out a smoothie that my nephew had spilled through the speaker system in my back seat. I had just accepted that was going to be there forever, and I could not believe they got that out. I'm really glad Will and Cal, you both touched on something about working with our communities. And this is something, a long practice, actually. I know early on in her tenure, Jody went to a community and helped them set up their own coffee shop. So, we're willing to share our expertise. We've had people ask us if we'd open up coffee shops in their community. And I think there's nothing that's off the table. I think we can help people start up their own businesses, support them, train them, just share our what we've learned, kind of the good and the hard on that. And so I'm really proud of all of that. I think we want to support our communities. And I know that there are some bigger entities that have asked us to come to their other communities to provide detailing service for their fleets, just like you were talking about. And we'll be able to do that. And we're happy to do that, but we'd also be happy to train locals to be able to do it and provide that opportunity for locals to be able to stay in their community and sustain themselves. So yeah, I'm just really proud of that, and really proud of all that they do in all of these businesses. I know Sacred Shine, regularly offers promotional discounts for special holidays. Cal, do you have any coming up?
Yeah, we actually do promotional discounts for all major holidays. I think the next one is going to be Labor Day on September 7th. What is that going to be? I'm not sure. Usually we do 15 to 20% discounts. Just I don't remember what it was last year. I'd have to talk to Jody about that.
Also, just want to make mention too is that keep an eye out with Sacred Shine as well here in the future. Once things calm down with the pandemic, we're going to be sending Cal as well as the rest of his team off to go get some more certifications on car detailing and restorations. I don't want to get too much into the details of what we're going to be looking at getting into here real shortly, hopefully shortly. But we're excited in-house of what expansion and growth and opportunities we're going to be able to provide for our customers here with Sacred Shine.
Yeah. Great. So I'm going to turn to Jamie. Jamie, you joined us last week to talk about our Learn Childcare. For those who missed last week's lunchtime chat, I know most people tune in every week, but I guess it's possible somebody missed it. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about some of the and share information on Learn.
Yeah, thank you, President. Sorry, I'm having to join from my phone. I'm having some technical issues, but hopefully you guys can hear and see me okay. So I'm the administrator at the Learn Child Care Center, and Learn is an acronym for the Little Eagles and Raven's Nest. We are a licensed center, and we operate at full capacity with 60 children, and we employ about 17 people. We are really happy to be part of the BED team and social enterprises that the tribe is building. We really do operate as a for-profit business and understand that parents need somebody in childcare that's business-minded and really excelling in customer service. So that's something that we pride ourselves in. Right now, we're currently operating at 50% capacity because of COVID, and we hope to start increasing our numbers over the fall, but we're really taking things slowly. We are an early learning center, and we serve children ages 0 to 6, infants to preschool, with emphasis in culturally responsive curriculum.
Great. So I know that we had to close temporarily due to the COVID pandemic. The Child Care Center did open back up in May with partial capacity. Can you share some information on Learn where we are at in terms of reaching full capacity?
Yeah, so I think I already said that, but we are open and operating with 30 kids, and hope to increase over the fall. We have put in a lot of safety measures and a mitigation plan to be open right now, but that all includes increased sanitation and health screenings on all of our staff and our children. And we're also really excited to announce that we're going to be partnering with Search and giving bi-weekly rapid COVID-19 testing to all of our staff. And I think that that's going to be a really beneficial thing for our program and our operations.
Great. Jamie, did I miss it? Did you say where we're at with applications, and is there a wait list?
There is a very long wait list, but we are always accepting applications. And my advice to parents is to just get on our website, which I think is on the slide, and you can find applications online and email them into me, or you can drop them off at the center. We will start increasing capacity hopefully soon, just kind of playing it by ear with the numbers of community cases and state cases that we're seeing.
Great.
President Peterson, I just, I know I'm throwing my 2 cents in here quite a bit, but in regards to the Learn Center, it is not only just the state-of-the-art child care center in Juneau, but Jamie has done a pretty phenomenal job of coming up with protocols and processes and procedures for protecting our children in the Learn Center. And not just the children, but even the staff as well as the parents. And she's in my opinion, and as we work with our emergency operations center and our incident commander, he is always congratulating her on the level of expertise and detail and diligence she's taking with putting in some protocols for protecting against the COVID-19 virus. And so while we are only open at partial capacity, we are consistently looking at ways to go ahead and increase that capacity, but not until we're sure we can do so at the safety of our kids and staff. So I commend her for the work that she's done today. Pretty happy with what's going on over at the Learn Center.
Yeah, if you're in Juneau, I think you just need to get in there and take a look. It's a beautiful facility. It just warms my heart to see it. They've done a fantastic job. And, you know, like all of our businesses, I take a lot of pride in the fact that they're putting the safety and well-being of everybody first and foremost right now. It's a priority, and we demonstrate that, and we're walking our talk. And I think, you know, not to sound like we're bragging, but in a way I am. I'm just tremendously proud of all of you. Jamie has built this from the ground up. It's literally a piece of her heart. She's put everything she has into it, and it's reflected. You can tell. You walk in there and you can tell it was done with care and love for our children. So, yeah. Mario, since coming on board last year, you've been the lead on the cultural immersion project. That's something that's kind of been in talks for about 4 or 5 years now. The project has had some hurdles to overcome. Can you talk about the mission and vision of the project, kind of the scope, where we're at with it?
Yes, most definitely. The mission and vision, of course, the overall arching is going to adhere to the Tlingit Haida mission, vision, and guiding principles. But additionally, the center is designed to help increase economic opportunity, perpetuate Southeast regional cultures, heritage, and values, support a collective voice in the cultural heritage and indigenous tourism sector, provide additional community venues and gathering spaces. And we're looking forward to the day when that comes to fruition and opens.
Great. Phase 1 of the project has been completed, which includes the permitting, the site surveying, wetland surveying, water and wastewater, geotechnical investigation, and reporting. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. Mario, what's the next phase for the development of this project?
Yes, so phase 2 officially consists of schematic design, design development, and construction documents. But additional contamination was discovered towards the end of last year on one of the parcels that hadn't been cleaned up. And so that cleanup will have to commence and be approved by the DEC before we can work with the EDA on a public works construction grant. And so I'm working with all of the partners and to go ahead and make sure that we address this before we can actually move forward with that.
Right. Part of our lease agreement with the city and borough of Juneau is to reserve parking for public access to the waterfront. With that said, we've seen some struggles with littering, vandalism, and overuse of the parking lot, really loitering. Can you talk about some of the security measures we've been able to put in place in partnership with the city and borough of Juneau to keep the site clean but still open to the public?
Yes, most definitely. We've been working with DNR, Department of Natural Resources, CBJ Docks and Harbors specifically, AELMP, AJT Mining Properties, JPD, and many of those are parcel owners. So we've been working with them to address all the different issues that take place between the site itself and of course keeping it open is we want people to go visit it, but at the same time littering, long-term camping and policies that need to be addressed. We need to make sure we take care of those. So if you've been down to the site recently, you'll probably notice a gate that has been put out in front, and that is been placed there so that we can go ahead and address some of these issues that have been ongoing there. But we encourage everybody to come down. There's definitely parking in areas, and we want people to be present, and in a safe and clean environment.
So Mario, you serve as the coordinator for the Business and Economic Development Department. What are some of the other projects you are working on?
Yes, so the Thane project being, say, a capital community project, it's a large endeavor that we've been undertaking. But the Tlingit Haida CARES small business funding program is something that has largely been requested, for good reason, of course, and we want to be able to provide that service. So we've been actively working on creating an application packet, and the intention is to have that program be live as of next week, at least be able to identify that date of going live. So that's the largest, the most immediate project that will definitely have a lot of impact for our citizens.
Great. Well, I think that kind of wraps up our conversation. I'd like to open this up now for questions from the audience. Also, just want to remind our audience to keep asking those questions. If we run out of time, we'll answer them on Facebook. Please like this video, this Facebook Live, to be entered into opportunities for prizes. Sam, do you have some questions for us?
Yeah, I have a few here. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Our first one is from John and Lisa Young. Since Alaska Natives are at higher risk due to health issues, heart disease, diabetes, etc., as a Native organization who's providing food to our people and others, are we taking any leads in providing healthy options as well? No dairy, gluten-free, vegetarian?
We definitely make those offerings. Again, it's up to the client though what they're specifically asking for. But yeah, we can definitely meet those accommodations.
Awesome. Next question is from Connie Simpson. It's more of a statement, but I read on the Tlingit Haida Facebook page that many people are in need, are asking about pandemic funds. The medical makes people aware, but no reference to where they can inquire. Maybe you could elaborate on that.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of questions about what's happening with CARES Act funding. Mario just announced we're going to be doing a grant program for some of our tribally owned, tribal citizen-owned businesses. But we're going to be putting out kind of an announcement probably in the next day or so about what some of our expenditures are going to be. And then next week's lunchtime chat will actually be with the executive team here at Tlingit Haida, and this topic is CARES Act, what we're doing with the funding. And we understand a lot of people are concerned, and we want to be as transparent as possible. And so I know people have been frustrated with that, but there is a lot of guidance from the feds on this CARES Act money. So we've been very slow and methodical in what we're doing so as that we're in compliance. And so we've been developing that. So I appreciate folks' frustration. Again, we're not trying to do anything or hide anything. We want full transparency. So kind of tune in next week to the lunchtime chat, and we'll talk very directly to our citizens about what it is we're planning to do. I'm really excited. I think we're going to be doing some really great things to help our citizens and our communities.
Awesome. Our next question is from Jessica Domini. She's kind of just curious if staff of catering are looking to reach out and start more of the business outside of Southeast Alaska.
Yeah, that's been a long time goal for Tlingit Haida, and especially for those areas that live outside of a tribal community. By tribal community, I mean that a village that has a federally recognized tribe. So, but we really have wanted to get what we're doing perfected and make sure we have the expertise and the knowledge to be able to move outside and be able to do these things successful. The last thing we want to do is try to too quickly expand outside of our area and fail. So I just ask folks to be patient with us. We're definitely developing those skills. We want to, if you have partnerships or opportunities, feel free to bring them to us. Will Ware is the Chief of Development Officer, and he's kind of the guy that leads a lot of these. So either him or I, you could send those inquiries or suggestions to. But we are being slow and methodical on these things because, we haven't, as proud of these initiatives as we are, they haven't been without some setbacks, hurdles, and we've had a lot of learning to do, and we're overcoming those. And you're hearing our success now, but oftentimes you don't talk about all the areas where you tripped up, and we have. And I'll be very candid with people. For us, sometimes we've had some concerns over quality. We are not afraid to kind of shake the root and make sure that we put quality as number one. And so that's kind of my long answer. And then the short answer is yes, we want to do that.
I just wanted to touch base onto that if I could as well, is that, and I do appreciate President Peterson, speaking candidly, is that, as a tribal government getting into enterprises and social enterprises, it's there is a strong learning curve, and we opened up a number of businesses in a relatively short amount of time. And while we're experiencing some successes now, there has been some hiccups and some obstacles that we've worked through, and that we're continuing to work through as we learn and develop. But in regards to getting out into the other communities, that is a goal. We do want to expand, but I think equally as much as that as well, we want to work with other tribes that are within our region here to help them develop some of their own enterprises. And so if there's another company or another tribe rather out there that wants to, like we mentioned with Sacred Shine, open up a detail shop, we'd like to talk to them about that and help them through that. If there's somebody else that wants to open up a coffee shop, we've gotten the experiences of doing that, and we've sent Jody down, and she's worked with other IRAs and their plans to start it up. And for that matter, if there's a tribe out there that is looking to want to start up a catering company, we can show you the lessons that we've learned and some of the things that we've gotten educated on really quickly in operating that. And so those things are always open and an option for you to reach out to us and get some information on.
You know, I think a philosophical, and maybe even not philosophical, but a practical thing too, is one of the things that frustrates me the most is having to tell our citizens who live outside of Southeast, sorry, you live outside our service area. The whole point of one of the major points of starting these businesses is unencumbered revenue that we can use to serve our citizens no matter where they live. It's not encumbered by restrictions from, funders. This is our money. And so our goal is to try to serve our people no matter where they live. And so we're working to be very profitable. When you see us taking on ventures to make money, consider why that we're really working to be able to provide services to all of our citizens. That's not some platitude we're saying. That's something from the Executive Council, from our tribal assembly on down, is we need to serve. We have over 31,000 tribal citizens. And whether you live in Seattle, New York, San Francisco, it doesn't matter. If you're Tlingit Haida and you're enrolled, you should matter, and you should feel like you matter. And when we tell you, sorry, you live outside the service area, it's hard to figure out. It's not that hard to figure out why some people don't feel like they matter. Sam, any other questions?
Yeah, a couple more. One from John and Lisa Young again about our small business program. Does your small business relief apply to commercial fishermen?
Yes.
Awesome. And then one more from Jessica Domini. Would you be able to offer information, maybe classes online for tribal citizens for small business development and practices?
That's a really great question, Jessica. Thank you for that. It's ironic you asked that question, because I think it was just yesterday that our business and economic development and our vocational center met, and we're actually, because of the pandemic, I think we're trying to come out better on the other side of this pandemic. I think these lunchtime chats is a result of that, us trying to be more accessible and accountable to our citizens. The other is we're having to refocus how we offer classes at our vocational center. And so we've just made the approval to do some major purchasing of technology that will allow us to offer classes, much like we're doing this lunchtime chat right now, but we'll be able to offer classes to folks that can't be there in person. And so, and business and economic development is exactly the kind of classes they were talking about. And so, yeah, we're I think very, very soon, we're going to have some very exciting news about class schedules, from cultural classes to technical classes. We're wanting to make sure that we offer a wide variety to our citizens. And so, yes. So it looks like that's all of our questions. I'm glad we got to all of them. Again, if you have more questions, don't hesitate even afterwards to put them on our Facebook, and we'll get to those questions. So now we're gonna go to our random drawing. And this week, our winners are Connie Simpson, who won a Hydro Flask, and Olivia Katzy King won a David Boxley Formline sweatshirt. So congratulations. Our communications team will be reaching out to you to send your prizes to you. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. I want to thank our panel. I think this has been a really great, another terrific lunchtime chat. You know, and we're open to, I want to tell our audience, we're very open to suggestions. We've been hearing great compliments about how this is going. But if there's something we're not covering or there's something you want us to do differently, let us know. We're really open to that. So I want to remind people and thank our sponsors, which every week our sponsors have been Sacred Grounds, Smokehouse Catering, Sacred Shine Auto Detailing, Elizabeth PERATROVICH Hall, and our Navigators Youth Program. I want to remind everybody that we have special discounts. If you mention Lunchtime Chat at the Auto Detailing, you're going to get 10% off. You're also going to you can do that at Sacred Grounds on your coffee. I did notice a comment on there saying that there's folks who work for nonprofits that really provide similar to government services. And so I think that's a great suggestion. We're going to add nonprofit organizations to those lists of folks who can qualify for that discount at Sacred Grounds. Join us next week. Again, I think this is going to be a topic many people are interested in, and I'm sure it's going to, we'll take those tough questions. I'm very good about taking those hard and tough questions. Don't hold back. Don't feel like you have to. We're going to be talking about Tlingit Haida's CARE Act relief funding. And, you know, we know a lot of people have a lot of difficulty right now. So we want to be able to help you. So tune in. Everybody, again, that concludes this week's Lunchtime Chats. Thanks, everybody. Gachish, Hawa, and we'll see you all next week. Be well.
All right, take care, everybody.